Surah At-Tur. Learning objectives. Assalamu alaikum, my friends. How are you? Today we will be learning another significant surah from the Holy Quran, Surah At-Tur. Surah At-Tur is a Meccan surah that has 49 verses. It begins with Allah Almighty swearing by 6 matters. You should know, my friends, that Allah Almighty swears by whatever He wills from His creation to emphasize the importance of the divine message that follows. We cannot do the same. Let's begin the surah. In the first verses, Allah Almighty swears by Mount Tur, which is the mountain where Allah Almighty spoke to Prophet Musa. He also swears by a written book, the Holy Quran, which is the most noble and revered of books because Allah Almighty made it miraculous. Then he swears by the spread of the scrolls in which the Holy Quran was compiled. Allah Almighty continues the oath by swearing by the sacred house. It is said that it refers to the Kaaba, or the house of Allah, that are filled with His remembrance, which are the mosques. Allah Almighty then swears by the raised canopy, which is the lower sky, and by the sea that is set on fire. In these noble verses, Allah Almighty describes the scenes of the Day of Judgment, the day when the sky will be shaking, order will be distributed, and bodies will tremble. The mountain will be displaced from their places and will drift the clouds. In these noble verses, Allah the Almighty threatens the disbelievers and deniers with destruction on that day, the Day of Judgment, those who engage in falsehood and make a mockery of their religion. In these verses, Allah Almighty describes the fate of the disbelievers. They will be forcefully and humiliatingly driven into the fire of hell, and they will be told, "This is the fire which you used to deny. Is this magic, or do you not see?" The disbelievers will also be told, "Taste the heat of this fire. Whether you endure its pain and severity patiently or not, it will not lessen the punishment for you, nor will you be released from it. You are only being recompensed for what you used to do in your worldly life." In these noble verses, Allah Almighty describes the condition of the people of Jannah, saying, "Indeed, the righteous will be in gardens and bliss, enjoying every kind of pleasure that Allah Almighty has prepared for them. Allah will have protected them from the torment of the hellfire." Allah Almighty addresses the believers on the Day of Judgment, saying, "Eat delicious food and drink refreshing drinks, as a reward for the good deeds you did in the worldly life." They will be reclined on thrones, facing one another, and they will see beautiful women with captivating eyes. Allah informs us that those who believe and whose offspring follow them in faith will have their offspring joined with them in their rank in Jannah, even if their deeds do not match the level of their parents. This is so the hearts of the parents may find comfort in being reunited with their children. You should know, my friends, it is part of Allah's justice that every person is accountable for their own deeds, and no one will bear the burden of another's sins unless they were the cause. Therefore, strive to spread goodness and avoid all forms of evil. Allah Almighty will grant the people of Jannah even more blessings, providing them with delicious fruits and meats. Among these blessings is that they will enjoy cups of pure wine in Jannah. Their conversations will be filled with kindness and peace, no idle talk or sinful speech. You should know, my friends, that the wine in Jannah is different from the wine of this world. The wine of this world is forbidden because it clouds the mind and harms the body. However, the wine of Jannah does not affect the mind, nor does it lead to idle talk, sinful speech, or disobedience. Allah Almighty continues describing the bliss of Jannah, informing us that youthful servants will circulate among the inhabitants of Jannah, specifically prepared to serve them. These servants are described as resembling spotless pearls in their purity, radiance, and elegance, as if they were pearls perfectly preserved within their shells. The verses continue describing the people of Jannah, saying that they will turn to one another in wonder, asking about the great blessings they have been granted. They will say, "Before in the worldly life we used to fear the torment of the day of judgment, but Allah Almighty has bestowed His grace upon us, guided us to the right path, and protected us from the scorching heat of hellfire. Indeed, we used to pray to Allah Almighty alone before, asking Him to save us from the punishment and grant us entry into Jannah. He has responded to our prayers. He is truly kind and merciful to His servants." Now, my friends, we have learned the meanings of verses 1 to 28 of Surah At-Tur. Now, let's answer some questions about the verses.